Hello and welcome to another episode of Top Deck, the series where we take a look at some of the leading TCG deck lists. This time we have Lewis's list returning on once again, where he took first place at the Swansea Regional that took place a couple of weeks ago actually, but it's been pretty busy over the festive season, so I thought I'd bring this to you now. So the main deck itself is, I think, identical to the previous version that you may have seen in one of his other deck profiles. So we'll just run through it pretty quickly then. So 1 Conqueror, triple Marionette, triple Menaseek, triple Faker, 2 Silk, triple Ash, 1 1-for-1, 2 Secret Village, 2 Mani, 1 Proto, 2 Dark Horizon, 2 Dusters, 1 Order, triple Impermanence, 2 Metaverse, triple Spoofing, triple Strike, and triple Trap Trick. The card that allows you to get a great deal of versatility because it can go through your Metaverse to get your Secret Village. It can give you Impermanence, it can give you Duster, it can give you Dark Horizon, which fixes your brick hands, and of course it can get you your Manifestation to just recur your Altergeist names. So for the extra deck, 1 Exton, triple Hexia, 1 Prime Banshee, 1 Borrowload, 1 Ventrilo Duo, Cerberus Phoenix Unicorn, 2 Linkuriboh, 1 Ningirsu, 1 Triple Burst, and 1 Wee Witch's Apprentice. If you want explanations of these guys, head over to the previous version of the deck profile because he does give some explanation as to these guys. The side deck is really the area that has actually changed. So triple Lancia, 1 Scythe, triple Pancratops, triple Sanctum, triple Evenly, and double Apocrypha. One of the big changes is the Sanctum Scythe introduction here as well. So onto the siding strategy then. So for siding against the Danger Dark World FTK, the modern slash draw variant, going first he's putting in Sanctums and Scythes and taking out the Impermanences and the 1-for-1. Going second, putting in Lanciers, Pancratops and Evenly, taking out Horizon, Order, Secret Village, Metaverse and Duster. For against Thunder Dragon, very solid going first lineup here with 3 Sanctum, 1 Scythe and 1 Lancia going in, and then you can also play the Apocrypha, which obviously Trap Trick enables you to play essentially 5 copies of this card. Of course you do have to make sacrifices, but then they don't really matter too much. So Duster's coming out, which doesn't really do anything against the deck. Impermanence comes out as well actually, that's pretty interesting, but then it doesn't matter when your main method of removal is via the Silkwood anyway, so you don't have to worry about negating the Thunder Dragons. In fact, when you're not having to search. There is actually 1 Trap Trick coming out here, just to open up enough space. Then for going second, Lancia obviously goes in evenly, so you can break up the board, and Apocrypha as well. Still good going second, it's pretty interesting. For Sky Striker, going first, you get that Sanctum Scythe engine going in, taking out the Impermanence and the 1-for-1. And then going second, putting in the evenly matched, and taking out the Marionetta, and 2 Dark Horizon there. When you have 6 cards to work with, you don't have to try dealing with your brick hands so much. Actually, taking out the 1 Marionetta means that you're less likely to open all monsters as well, which is quite good. For against Altergeist, Pancratops and Evenly going in when you're going first, and when you're going second as well. The siding is actually, I think it's almost the same. So when you're going first, you have Impermanence, Order, Villages, and Metaverse all coming out. When you're going second, keep that Impermanence in, switch it out for a Marionette, because you're more likely to see a monster if you're going second, since you draw 6 cards, and you don't really... hand-trapping them with the Impermanence is more relevant in that case, so you want to have it more when you're going second. Against Trickstar Sky Striker though, the typical Sanctum Scythe engine coming in again, and Lanciers too, you can actually stop them from using their reincarnations with this when they attempt to set up, or you can bait it out. And then the Impermanences and Dark Horizon is actually coming out there. For going second, once again the Sanctum Scythe engine, pretty interesting to see this come in. And then Pancratops and Evenly are ones that are going in there, but taking out the Marionetta, 2 Dark Horizon, 2 Metaverse, the Storm Dusters, and the Strikes actually. Yeah, I guess Strike isn't going to do an awful lot in this matchup. So let's get on to the questions and comments from Lewis about this. So the rounds he played actually. So round 1 he went up against Cyber Dragons and lost the die roll, and went 2-1 here. Round 2 against Lost World Dino, he lost the die roll again, but he went 2-0. Round 3 against Mech Knight Invoked, once again losing the die roll, but went 2-1. Round 4 against Thunder Dragons, he won the die roll this time, and went 2-0. Round 5 against Trickstar Artifact, he lost the die roll here, but he still managed to go 2-0. And round 6 against Sky Striker, he lost the die roll once again, but went 2-0 here. So he mentioned that it kind of looks like he was a bit unlucky with the die rolls, but to be honest, losing the first 3 works out really well for him, because all of them would let him go first anyway. So he just gets more information about their decks, which is really interesting as well. So onto the questions. I asked him how the event was, and he said that it was pretty good overall. As for why he decided to play this variant of the Altergeist list again, he says it's very difficult to adjust it without making very large changes. Once he had made the decision to run Dark Horizon, the other 38 cards kind of justify themselves. If he were to play a different list where he had to choose not to play the Dark Horizon, then he wanted to make several other changes as well. If you don't have Dark Horizon, then Desires kind of becomes a necessity, which makes Protocol at 2 a necessity. It also makes Trap Trick no longer a 3 of, which could make other normal traps get cut as well. So basically, all of the changes would have snowballed into lots and lots of changes that he wasn't really happy with playing, since it would be a very, very different deck from what he'd been testing. He's still quite happy with Dark Horizon though. It mostly removes the chances of bricking, which he thinks is the main way that Altergeist lose at the moment. The list itself has been pretty much covered comprehensively in previous versions of this top deck, but aside from that, he said that there are a few potential MVPs. Aside from the Altergeist staples, he really likes Trap Trick. The versatility is excellent, and it allows you to make it complementary to almost any other 4 cards that you open with it. In terms of siding, he's bringing in the Sanctum and Scythe combo a lot, so I wanted to know if there was a reason why he decided not to use it in the main, actually. He said there were 2 reasons. The first is that he's only really bringing it in when he's going first, or second against Trickstar, because then you have an out to scapegoat. Secondly, the decision to run Sanctum and Scythe was actually a last minute one anyway. He decided to run Lancia in the side before the event, but the morning of he realised that with Trap Tricks in there and Lancia in the side already, a full artifact package would be really easy to accommodate. So he's a bit concerned with it conflicting with Multi-Faker, and didn't want to commit to maining it all day just in case it didn't work out, but that's why it's in the side and not in the main. As for changes that he'd make to the list following the event, the current side deck leaves him with very little to bring in when he's going first, if he's in a matchup where artifacts aren't good. An example of this would be the Mirror, where he doesn't really have anything to side in that's good going first, but he still has plenty that he can take out. The old side, which included Mind Crushes and Solemn Judgment, kind of fixes this, but he still needs some more time to think about the siding in general. He's not tested the artifacts enough yet to know if he wants to keep them in overall. But Solemn Judgment he thinks is a really, really solid card. Cutting it from the side was a last minute mistake, to be honest. The fact that it outs evenly Twin Twisters and Red Reboot all on its own is enough of a reason for him to bring it in versus pretty much every matchup. As for what he finds are the hardest and easiest matchups for the deck to use, with this side deck in use, he says that Thunder Dragons become an even easier matchup with this side deck. One of the big problems before was that going first against Thunder Dragons, you would have to play around the possibility of both Evenly and Denko. So we've seen this before, that a lot of players would just pick one and attempt to play around that all day, which can sometimes punish you. However, playing around something like a Denko by summoning Faker before their main phase will usually play straight into an Evenly match, which is really unfortunate. The option of flipping up a Sanctum to grab a Lancia or Scythe effectively removes the problem, which is really nice. Trickstar has also become a much better matchup, as you now have a better out to the Scapegoat. The artifacts are also really good against the various FTK variants that are still around. Scythe effectively makes them pass the turn, and Lancia is pretty decent to stop them from just carrying on with their combos. As for shoutouts from Lewis, he just wants to shout out the people he travelled down with. So thanks very much, Lewis, for coming on, sharing your list again with us. It's great to see that you're having such wonderful success with the same build, just adjusting the side every now and again and building up your tactics and your resources as you go. So thanks very much for watching this video. If you have any comments or suggestions that you would like to make, feel free to leave those in the comment section down below, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Thanks for watching this episode of Top Deck. If you have any comments or suggestions that you would like to make, leave them in the comment section down below. Check out the description for details of how you can get involved in this series. You can enter by voice interview, or instead you could just send all of your information over Facebook Messenger. Anything like that will be absolutely fine. If you want to see anything in particular from the upcoming series, then be sure to get in touch, and I'll see you guys in the next video.